Hey guys, today we are in my kitchen and I'm gonna be making some food for our dogs. We do have 4 dogs in the house right now, and I was really good about it, making their dog food homemade for their dinner at least once a month, making it in bulk. But it has been a little while, so I want to get back into doing that. I have a little bit of time this week, so I'm going to be making a fresh batch of homemade dog food. I always get questions. I don't use the same things all the time. It just depends on what I have on hand, and then sometimes I will go out and buy specific things. So like the specific thing I bought for this week for the dogs are sweet potatoes. So I'm adding that into their homemade dog food, and then I'm also going to be making them a super easy treat, homemade treat. So I hope you guys are excited to see this. I do get questions every now and then about what I feed our dogs, so I thought it would be nice to bring you guys along with me today. So I'm gonna take you guys down, not to my counter or my dining room table, but a little fold out table because the kitchen's still not done, but that's okay. We are making do with what we've got, and I was able to prep some stuff for the dogs. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you guys down and show you guys what I'm working on today. Okay, so we are going to start our dog food slash treats off with something that I add to their dinners. Now, I do go convenience half of the time, where I buy already wet food. The dogs really know what I'm doing too. Like, they know when I've got chicken and stuff out, they just assume that it's for them. So they're all around me right now. But I like to just throw everything in the crock pot, and then at the end of the day, I will make sure that the chicken is all shred, or sometimes I do use red meat, and everything's mixed together, and then they'll have it like the next day because it'll be too hot by the end of today for them to have dinner tonight. So what I'm using this time is I have 3 packages. This comes in like a 6-pack, so I've got 3 more packages for the next time, and there's about 2 to 3 chicken breasts in each one. You can use skin on chicken breast. I always just get this chicken breast because this is what my family eats. So we've got the boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm putting all 3 of these packages in the crock pot, and I am using a liner because we do not have a sink or a dishwasher right now. So definitely utilizing as much as I can to make cleanup easy. So most of the time when I'm making dog food, I do not use a liner, but this time I am. I chopped up 2 sweet potatoes. I did leave the skin on because it doesn't really matter for the dogs. These are gonna get nice and mushy. And then I've got a little less than about half a bag of carrots that are like no longer appeasing to my kids. They're like, no, they're too dry. We don't wanna eat these carrots anymore. So I'm gonna toss this in there. And then most of the time, if I have like fresh or frozen green beans, I will add those, but I do not have any on hand. And instead of going out and buying any, I took a peek in my pantry and I found some canned green beans. So I'm gonna use 3 cans. I am gonna use the juice from this also. And that way it makes it, you know, a little nice and juicy, some kind of broth to go on top of the dog's dry food. So I'm just gonna toss all of this in my crock pot. My crock pot is completely full. I do have 4 dogs. I will introduce them to you guys at the end of this video, but I've got everything in there. Sometimes I do put the chicken on the bottom. I wasn't thinking I put in the carrots and the sweet potatoes first, but all in all, it doesn't matter. Just cook it for however long until your chicken is done. I'm gonna put it on low for 8 hours, and that should be good. I'll check my chicken, I'll shred it in there, mix everything together, and then I do have one more ingredient that I'm going to add in here at the very end. I just already have it cooked. Okay, so while dinner is cooking, while the dog's dinner, I'm also going to make some treats for them. So these are just sweet potato dog chews, super easy. This is all I'm using. And the cinnamon is totally optional. You don't have to use the cinnamon. I'm just gonna use it sparsely. But I have a baking sheet. I've got my cutting board. I did go ahead and peel a sweet potato. I think 1 is probably enough because the dogs are definitely not lacking in the treat department. So I don't wanna make too many. And then I'm going to cut these up into like little treat size, whatever size you want. I'm just gonna mess around with them once I start cutting it up, but I will share that with you. And then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil over them, make sure they're all coated, get them out on the pan, and then I'm gonna sprinkle, like I mentioned, just a little bit of cinnamon on the top. Okay, so I just cut them up into little slices and kind of maneuvered the pieces to fit on here the best that I could without them overlapping. I did drizzle a little bit of olive oil and use my hands to mix them all up and then spread them apart. Like I said, the cinnamon is totally optional. I'm just gonna add a little bit over the tops of them. That's good. My oven is preheated to 250 degrees, and these are going to go in there and bake for 3 hours. All right, the sweet potato treats are done. I let them cool, and then I have them in a container here, and these will be good in the fridge for up to about 3 weeks. All right, so it has been 8 hours. It's actually been like 8.5, and the dogs are finishing up eating what they did have for dinner tonight. But I just wanted to share before I finished or continue to shred the chicken how easily it is shredding. So I think the 8.5 hours is perfect because of how full this is. And sometimes, or most of the time, I do add rice, and we had rice with our dinner the other night and I made extra. So I do have some in the fridge, but this is so full that I'm just going to not add it this time, put that rice in a freezer bag and save it for next time. So I am just going to shred this chicken up. There's about 6 breasts in here, and then I'm going to mix it as best I can, put what I can fit in here for the next week, 2 weeks, and then if there's extra, I feel like there might be more. This might be, you know, not big enough, then I will put it in a freezer bag and just pull it out when I need it, and maybe whatever I add to the freezer bag, I'll add the rice to that. But this is done. I'm just going to finish up the last few steps, and then I'll show you guys what I've got once it's all mixed together. All right, so I was able to get 2 containers. This one is, you guys can see the size difference, fairly larger. So with 4 dogs that I'm feeding, we'll see how long this lasts. I'm guessing about a week, and you know, maybe I can stretch this and have 2 to 3 weeks worth of food here, but definitely cheaper making it this way than buying the canned stuff that I was. So I love to do this whenever I can, whenever I remember, and get it on my schedule. But there is their homemade dog food for their dinner. They only get this at nighttime. They get like a big scoop mixed in with 1/2 to 1 cup of dry food. So that is good to go. I'm actually gonna go ahead, these containers freeze really well. They are the Systema containers. I have a ton of these. A lot of them I use for lunches for the kids, but I do have some that are bigger and they freeze really well. So this one is gonna go in the fridge, and then this one is gonna go in the freezer, and I am set with dinner for the dogs for the next couple weeks. Okay, so since everything is made, and for those of you who are new and don't follow me over on Instagram, I share a lot of behind the scenes over on Instagram. So some of you guys feel like you have been out of the loop, but these are the 4 dogs in our house. So Bella is a chocolate lab. A Buford is a lab retriever mix. They are both 11 years old, going to be 12 shortly. And then Oliver is our foster fail pup. We have been fostering him since May, and we officially adopted him. He's around 8 months, under a year. He won't be a year old until the end of February next year. And then Lily is our newest foster pup. Oliver was being extremely playful with Bella, but Bella does not play at all. She is just over that. She's too old for that. So we decided to foster another puppy so he could have a playmate, and that is Lily. And Lily is a collie mix, and we've had her for several weeks now, so she's probably between 5 and 6 months old. But these are the pups that I made food for today. All right, you guys, so I hope that kind of helped you out and got you up to date. The past few videos, I've gotten a lot of questions, so I wanted to go ahead and share that with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. I would love to have you join me. I've got a lot of fun. Like, this is my favorite time of year. Once fall hits, the rest of the year, I love sharing with you guys yearly, all the time, every week. But the end of the year is my favorite because I just feel like I get more joy out of what I am sharing towards the end of the year. I'm just a happier person. So I hope you guys stick around. I also hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.